Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough.
Surrounded on every side by everything that seems to overwhelm you, but still you bring a passionate heart to the dreams and make you sing, full of faith and resolute, never ever wondering, shaking, not broken or choking or surrendering, bending in the wind and learning through the suffering, growing, not slowing but flowing and going, keep going and going and going and going. You may be down but you're never out, outnumbered but never outgunned, walls come down with a single shout, feels like you're losing but you won't run, just when you think you've had enough, just when you feel like you're going to break, just when your soul begins to cry out, shout to the Lord, 'cause here comes the breakthrough. Feeling a little tired from all the knives and all the bombs, refuse to back down from challenges that steal your song, a soaring heart all day long, life with doubt and fear is like awaiting execution, focus on the prize and leave the retribution, grow and adapt and stronger like spiritual evolution, maturity revolution is failure absolution, your new constitution, there is no more destitution. You may be down but you're never out, outnumbered but never outgunned, walls come down with a single shot, feels like you're losing but you won't run, just when you think you've had enough, just when you feel like you're going to break, just when your soul begins to cry out, shout to the Lord, 'cause here comes the breakthrough.
Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough.
You may be down but you're never out, outnumbered but never outgunned, walls come down with a single shot, feels like you're losing but you won't run, just when you think you've had enough, just when you feel like you're going to break, just when your soul begins to cry out, shout to the Lord, 'cause here comes the breakthrough. You may be down but you're never out, outnumbered but never outgunned, walls come down with a single shot, feels like you're losing but you won't run, just when you think you've had enough, just when you feel like you're going to break, just when your soul begins to cry out, shout to the Lord, 'cause here comes the breakthrough.
Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough. Get ready for the breakthrough, breakthrough, breakthrough.
Well, I hope you're all ready for a breakthrough today. Today we're going all the way. Hey, did you guys know that Yeah, Philip. Do you guys know that if you take some curry and you put it in your porridge, it'll give you courage? Don't judge me. My jokes are bad, but I don't feel bad. Hello, everybody. Is I, blue shirt guy. Yes, amen. Bring that breakthrough, DJ Philip Kutsia in the house. In the house. House. I should probably share this with people a bit, so that people can know we're going live. Let me try and find it. It's so silly that you struggle to share live things, man. Huh? It's so silly. Silly. Let me find it. Where is it? Where am I? Where are you? Where are we? Okay. I'm gonna train Bishop how to do all of this sharing stuff, and then more people will know what's going on. Because me, I don't know. Look at the Overcomers Wisdom Sessions. Are we live on the Overcomers Wisdom? We're not. See, this it confuses me, man. Ask me if I'm confused. Ask me. Yes, I am. I'm very confused. I'm like spectacularly confused. Yeah, you see, it's not live on the Overcomers Wisdom Sessions. It's live on my page. It's so silly. Does anybody know what's going on here? How this stuff works? Good to share course encouragement. Amen. Yeah, but it's challenging when like Facebook itself is fighting with you, because according to this thing, I am live on everything. Huh? It should be live. Overcomers Wisdom Sessions. You are live. Yeah, that's what it says. It says I'm live. So now I've got to figure out, if I'm live, why am I not live? Maybe I'm alive. Maybe that's where the confusion's coming in. Maybe I'm alive. That's what Facebook thinks is going on. It says, listen, you're not live, but you're alive. Thank you, Facebook. But what I need to do is I need to be alive on the page, on the Overcomers Wisdom Sessions Facebook page. So silly. But okay, let me see if I'm live on YouTube. We're going to have a look. Am I live on YouTube? Let me see. Oh, get ready for the breakthrough. There we go. I'm live on YouTube. That's encouraging. On YouTube. Yes. Okay, so I can share that linky. Okay, copy. Right, let's see what happens. Send that one out. Let people know that I'm alive and I'm live. I'm live and alive. So silly. Skinner from a cinnamon. Sinner from a Skinner. Okay, so I'm going to send it to we are live and live. Right, let's see what happens. So, yeah, so obviously, as usual, you're welcome to ask questions and stuff. Oh, really, Philip? I'm interested in meeting your friend, because that'll help a lot, man. I'm concerned, so I don't really know what I'm doing, which is obvious. I'd like to know what I'm doing, but I don't always know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm happy to answer any questions again today. Cool, we'll talk tomorrow about it. Great. That's awesome. Yeah, because I mean, I'm sending people messages. I'm trying to find people on Fiverr. I'm trying to find, and they organize you like fake followers and stuff, but they don't really organize you like proper marketing campaigns and targeted marketing campaigns and content. Like I need someone who knows what's going on. They do like every day they do a little wisdom nugget thing that goes up and join me live, stuff like that. That thing where I'm looking pensively down with the sword and the wind's blowing in my nostril hairs, and then it's got some profound quote, millimeter a day is more than okay. So I honestly need someone who knows what the heck is going on there. Okay, Philip, so how does a person tell their parents not to interfere with you raising your own kids without dishonoring them? Yeah. So I've got a very passive aggressive strategy when it comes to people who feel that they have a right to speak into our kids' lives and stuff, and that is that I speak about our parenting things often. So I'll say, like, we don't. Maybe when there was a nappy involved, could give a hava a light tap on the bum, but we don't really give our huggings and stuff. I don't like it when people shout or argue with a child because, especially in the 0 to 7, they're mirroring. So you saying "shut up," and then that kid is going to say "shut up" because they're in the state of hypnosis. That's how they're learning. So I share that. I talk about it nonstop. So let's say parents are here and they're trying to get involved, then I will talk nonstop about parenting things. I'll say, Mom and Dad, I want you to read this is our parenting strategy, or send them links the whole time saying this is our parenting strategy, we take it very seriously. And they say, yeah, no, but the way we did it in the old days. I say, yeah, but this is how I'd like to do it, and I'd like you to help me. And then they argue. I say, yeah, but this is how I'd like to do it, and I'd like you to help me. And they're fighting on. I say, yeah, I love you very much, and I'll with a smile on my face. This is how I want to do it, and I'd like you to help me. Then I actually make sure that I find content, because the only way to change people's minds without dishonoring them is to have conversations. You have to have conversations with them. So if you're not having intellectual conversations, even if they're impossible and they don't want to hear it, then they go back and they say, "Oh, I don't." But after a while, that passive aggressive attitude of them goes away. Yes, point them to what you're busy doing. That's it. Because a lot of parents feel that they have a right to their grandchildren, but those are not your children; they're your grandchildren. You have to trust your children to raise them, and then you've also got to be as strategic in how you communicate as possible. What I'm saying? Hello, Rakesh. Good to see you. The Pakistanis. Pakistan. So it's hyper important to communicate what you want, because it doesn't help making enemies where there are none. They're just doing what they think is right in saying what it is they feel like is important for them on their hearts, in saying, this is how I feel we should raise children, and off they go, and you say, okay, well, this is the strategy I'm using to raise my kids, and that's what you do. You communicate your strategy consistently. Because my dad's a very different dad to how I was, and I like, because for me, everything for me is intentional. If you want to do stuff, you have to be very intentional in how you do it. You must be like super duper intentional. You want to raise your kids a particular way. Go and do research, and make sure that research has got peer reviews, and it's got real world testing. So what I learned was, I never knew this, and you think it's common sense, but consistency is the most wonderful thing for a child. That they know they've got this time with you and they've got that time with you. So Hava knows, come 5 o'clock, she's got dada time. And the same thing in your marriage. Mandy knows 1 o'clock she's got family time. She's got me. And then she can talk about anything she wants to. That's her time. If I want to get out of it, I need her permission. It's not my time, it's her time. So in other words, if she wants to go and do something else at 1 o'clock, that's fine, because it's her time. So it's like super duper important to so it's super duper important to have this disciplined time with your kids. Okay, yeah. So Rakesh says in your profile bio says, let's feed 14,000 children. Well, in the region where we are, Rakesh, we're in an area of hyper poverty. In South Africa over here, in Africa. So very much like Pakistan and India, it's abject poverty everywhere. So we've taken responsibility for this area where we are, and we feed hundreds of kids every day, hundreds of people every day. We support, we get food parcels, because it's very difficult to feed somebody in a different city, but where you are, you can get a lot of work done amongst those children. So in the 100-kilometer radius or the 100-mile radius around us, there are tens and tens of thousands of children who don't eat every day. Like going hungry is kind of normal for them. So our vision is to go and fetch, and so we feed. We're already in a lot of schools and stuff, sending food to schools and stuff. But our vision is to fetch 14,000 children every day to come and have fun with us, and we disciple them and we feed them, so we've been doing that for a few years, and we love it. So we're not quite ready to go to Pakistan yet, but it's definitely on our vision to raise and train leaders and to get NGOs and stuff happening there. So unfortunately, all throughout Africa, India, Pakistan, it's very difficult to do fundraising because there's so much corruption and so much fake stuff and so much lying, that if we don't have people on the ground there seeing with their own eyes what's going on, and half the time making sure that the guys aren't lying about what they're doing, then we struggle to support them. So we're working on getting mission stations and base stations up all over the world, but we're still very new. So we're focusing on winning the battle over here in Paris in South Africa, and then expanding it. So if you keep watching and you keep hanging out, you'll pick up a lot of strategies, and you're welcome to ask a lot of questions, because I teach people how to do fundraising as well. So you guys are welcome to ask any questions. It's very challenging. Like here in Africa, we have to prove over and over and over and over and over that we're not lying, that we are real. We invite people from all over the world to come see what we're doing, and they travel here and they do crusades and stuff, Amen. Tamlin. Hi, Tamlin. Hi. I just heard your voice note with Mandy on education matters. I was upstairs when she was listening to it. How do you get people to understand that when you say everything always goes right with me, right with me, right with me? It's not a denial of trials that happen. Tamlin, that's a great question. Well, if God will take that which is meant for evil and turn it to good, let's find that scripture. Take evil, turn to good. All right. That's Genesis 50 verse 20. And as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring about that many people should be kept alive. So there's some examples all over the Bible of people coming at God with some evil intent, and him turning it to the advantage of the Israelites, or the devil came at Jesus with evil intent, and that got turned into the salvation of mankind. So when people say, "What do you mean everything always goes right with me?" I say, because it doesn't matter what happens to me, God will take that which is meant for evil and He'll turn it to good. The weapons can form against me, but they won't prosper. So it'll look like everything is bad, but they can't prosper because everything always goes right with me. So in the process of things feeling like they're going wrong, it's not true. And I might respond emotionally to things looking and feeling like they're going wrong, but it's not true, because in the end, everything always goes right with me because I'm a child of God. My steps are ordered by God. So though I might be walking through the valley of the shadow of death, I still don't have to fear the evil, because the evil can form its weapons, but those weapons can't prosper against the believer. So no matter how tough it goes, you can lose everything and everything still goes right with you, because even losing everything will produce the destiny that God desires in your life, because everything always goes right with you. If God is for you, who can be against you? God is a master strategist. He knows what he is doing. He knows what he is doing, and if you hand your life to him, just quickly, yeah, that's right, Philip. Just checking if I've got an appointment at 4 here quickly. Hellos. Don't remember the answer on 1600 or not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Rakesh says, want to know what you need to know that yes, they are. He's actually really doing and running an NGO. I think your English translation device is not didn't translate that nicely, Rakesh. So you're running what? Yeah, I don't know what you're asking there. Maybe someone else will know. Just want to know what you need to know that. Oh, so you want to know what do we need to know that people are actually running a real NGO somewhere? Uh, well, what helps a lot is a lot of live videos of what people are doing. But look, we aren't in a position to help international ministries at this point. We're still brand new. We're very focused on where we are. You know what I mean? So this is my advice to you. If you want to draw international funding, be as busy on social media as you possibly can be. So just about everything you're doing. Like, people hardly ever look at a website. It's nice to have a website just so that people can see your vision and your mission statement. But and this will answer Philip's question as well. He says, biblical fundraising, is there a precedent for that? Now, does one find monthly payments? So the first thing is, personal relationships are key. You've got to build personal relationships, and you've got to make your vision plain. The Bible says, make your vision plain so that he who reads it may run with it. To run with a vision means that you're going to provide for that vision. You're going to provide time, energy, money, all of the three, one of the three. People will add their talent to your vision if they know what your vision is. Rakesh, there's if you want to run a successful NGO, it's 90% administration, 10% action. So you need to get really good at understanding what international funding there is at governmental levels, sending applications to corporates and to governments and to the UN and to, so you have to study to show yourself approved, because even little ministries like ours, even if we do help, it's on such a small scale that you consistently need, you're kind of on the back foot begging the whole time. So we, for the first, 5 years we were kind of just on the back foot, and now I continue doing small scale fundraising because we've got daily needs, but more and more we shift towards doing high end corporate fundraising. So to answer Philip's question, um, number one, and Rakish's question, Rakish, um, is number one, your vision has to be plain, which means people need to see what your vision is, what you're doing right now about it. Your social media has to be busy all the time. So let's say, and people don't really care about what you're doing per se. If it affects them and it makes them feel good and they trust you, people will climb in. Hi Olivia. Um, so you've got to build trust, and trust takes time. It takes time. Generally, I mean, worldwide, if someone from Africa, Russia, Ukraine, Pakistan, or India sends you a friendship invite, uh, it's almost like a guarantee that someone is going to send you a message and ask you for money, and 90% of those things are scams. It's like just known. You understand? Um, Hello, Chto. so so it's you've got to figure out, okay, we are in Africa, like I'm in Africa, so I know the moment I do a presentation, people around the world are going to assume it's a scam. The moment they receive a friendship invite from me, I don't often send out friendship invites because of that issue. So you've got to build trust, build trust, build trust, build trust. Your entire life has to be about building trust, and that's what we do. It's 90% admin, 10% action. So you start this life where you're doing events, taking photos, even with your phone. You take a phone and you say, today we did this and this and this. Hey, Angeline, good to see you. Um, and you're building trust so that word of mouth can spread, knowing that people around the world assume that because we're Africa, Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Somalia, Mozambique, uh, uh, Russia, Ukraine, China, because they assume that immediately you reached out and thus you are just stealing money. And I know there's a lot of really good ministries and NGOs all over the place that are helping people. But you can't feel it's unfair. You have to feel, okay, I to solve this problem, I need to build trust. And this is a key. I'd like, if you guys are commenting and stuff, write this nugget down. You solve the problem by solving the problem. You solve the problem by solving the problem. You don't get offended by the problem. Because I was getting offended in the beginning. I thought, yes, this is unfair. If I was in America, I'd be bringing in so much money to help the locals. But because I'm in Africa, it's so difficult. And the fact is, we earned that. Our nations are untrustworthy. We live in untrustworthy, corrupt nations. So you've got to do everything in your power to build trust. Lots of photos. Be active on social media all the time, sharing not only what you're doing, but sharing what you'd like to do. Get as professional as you can and get spectacular. It takes around about 14 months to get funding from big corporations and from governmental institutions. And a lot of the time, those places are corrupt. So for every 10 that you fill in, usually you maybe will get one. Because here in South Africa, what they do at social services and welfare departments is we will send in a thick application like this. They get it. They say, wow, this is professional. They change the names at the top to their friend, and they tell their friend, okay, look, this thing's already done. What we're going to do is we're going to change the address and stuff. I'll give this to you, and I'll give you $2 million. You give me $1 million back in my personal account, and then we do it like that. So the corruption in Africa and Pakistan and India and all throughout the Middle East and up into Russia, it's terrible, 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 terrible. But the better you get at doing those applications, the more your administrative skills will get better and better and better. And you'll be able to, because you just need to land one big one. If you get like, $100,000, that'll carry you for a while. So you just become professional and you have a whole team, or all they do is they sit there and they do applications for funding. And then you do stuff like this. Try and go live once a week or twice a week. I like going live, so I go live twice a day. But you only need to go live once a week or so. And for that time, introduce them to the people that you're helping. If I was on the ground in Pakistan, I would sit and introduce them to the children. I'd say, "This is this is young Rakesh, and Rakesh is 8 years old, and Rakesh needs shoes and all that kind of thing." And then when someone buys shoes for that young child, say, "Look at the shoes." Show them that they actually got the shoes. You see, say, "Look, how do you like your new shoes?" Woo! And they enjoy the shoes. They run around in the shoes, and then you do testimonies. So we do that often. We usually, and because we're limited in South Africa by the POPI Act, we do private things that we send to people who request it. Some people say, "Listen, I'm going to send you so much money. Can you make sure it gets to that person? And I'd like a video from that person saying they received the money." And then I say, "No problem." And then it doesn't happen often, but it does. But you really want to build trust, restore trust, increase trust. So Philip, let's say you're starting a ministry. People like to see their money working. That's why we see that our income increases every month, because people are so excited about seeing that their money is working here. The people are being fed, infrastructure is growing, logistics. There's ministries out there, and you wonder, how did that guy build a 5,500 seater church? Well, he built a 50 seater first, and then he built a 500 seater, then he built a 1,000 seater, and then he built a 3,000 seater, and then he built a 5,000 seater. And because he built trust, he said, "Look, if you build a 50 seater, I will spend the money on a 50 seater. Look." And then everybody, wow. You say, "Okay, but I want to build a 500 seater." And they say, "Well, I saw that you spent the money on what I sent the money for. Let's build a 500 seater." And then everybody gets together, they put their money in, and they see, wow, they actually spent that money on the things that they said they'd spend it on. Okay, just answering my gorgeous wife here. So I hope that makes sense. And it's a great pleasure, Rakesh. It doesn't have to be a church or congregation, any NGO. And I'm happy to mentor people on building ministries and NGOs and NPCs and NPOs. So we love it when people do good works. Good works is my favorite thing. I love it when people do good things. So I'll always jump in and try and help wherever I can. And So I don't know, anybody else got any questions? Is it a short one today? No questions. I can go jump into bed there. So this is I imagine this is, so how do I say this? Is that like how you spell your name? So Chito is helping me with some of the live thingies. You find her on Fiverr. So how do I pronounce that? Am I saying it right? Chito. Or was there, like in South Africa you go because I see there's no like vowel in there. That's cool. Yeah, always happy to guide, always happy to answer questions. If you're lacking courage, just take some curry and put it in your porridge, and then you'll have some courage. Oh, I forgot to get myself a drink again. Got to go. Kids need me. Great, Philip. Thanks so much for watching, man. Yeah. So my goal is that we are able to sit here and answer questions of people all around the world who are starting churches, who are starting ministries, NGOs, where they're doing good work and they don't know what to do, or they're having a tough time and they need to answer questions. So the more of those ministry leaders and people who want to start ministries and people who are in ministries, in leadership or in leadership positions that we can get watching, it'll be wonderful. I love answering questions. It's my favorite thing. I study a lot and I've done a lot and I've been everywhere. And I don't look it, but I'm 144 years old, uh, and and at that age, you've learned quite a bit. People say, "How can you be 144 years old?" Well, I feel like I'm 144 years old. My body feels good, but my soul feels like I've been through so much. Oh, very funny. I like that, Gunther. Yes, a revelation. I like that. I like revelation, life changing, life defining moments. You know, it's so cool. Yeah. Any other questions? While I send Jeanette, now that I've got Jeanette's number, I can bug her the whole time. uh, Baba thirsty. This is a message to. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah, it is a bit dry. And the dogs always attack me when I sneeze. But luckily, Lucy's getting too old to jump. She just like half gets up. Tamlin says, "How do you encourage people to change their confession? Words of power. People say silly things and are detrimental to their destiny." Well, the stick creates good liars, so you don't want to fight with them about it. You just want to talk about it all the time. So you kind of be passive aggressive in your approach to how you want to influence people. Um, you talk about it. You talk about the power of confession, and you say, "Listen, I've had this awesome revelation, and this is how I've changed my life." Because we overcome the world by the word of our testimony. That's one of the three things. So by testifying, by talking about and testifying the effect of how positive words changed your life, what you're reading, uh, like by talking about it consistently around them. I got two kinds of relationships. Well, three, you know, peers, the way we influence each other. Then there's people who mentor me and people I'm mentoring. So if I'm in any situation and I see, I don't like the way this person's talking, the subject is going to be, I'm not going to tell them they're negative. I'm just going to say, yes, I want this revelation I've had about my words. And then I talk about the impact it's had on me. I'll tell them, listen, you're a negative Nancy and you need to change the way you speak. Because as a negative Nancy, if you don't change the way you speak, God is going to curse you. Blah, 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 blah. That's a bad strategy because then they're just going to be false and fake when they're around you. There's Janetti. How did you like my message, Janetti? Yeah, I spelled thirsty wrong. Yeah, so Tamlin, talk about, testify, talk about the wonderful effects on your life. Rakesh says, fully satisfied with you, sir. I know that Pakistani doing scams. They're not just doing with foreign countries, they're doing, yeah, South Africa as well, dude. Ah, man, they scam each other, yeah, and steal from each other. And um, so your priority is to produce trust. You just work hard to produce trust because evil people will also see, oh, they can trust you with their money because evil people often need tax rebates. So Rakesh, that's quite important. If you've any systems in your country where people can get back tax for giving you money, get those things. We've got, I think, two or three, maybe even four. I don't know. Tax rebate things. Thanks, Janetti. Um, it's really hot in South Africa right now. Over here, they're called PBOs or Section 18As. In America, they're called something different. 501(c), I think. In the UK, it's just called a charity. So in Pakistan, you will have like something that you can register where if people give you money, they can get tax back. But really get good at it. The best way to succeed at anything is to know a lot about it. If you want to earn more, learn more. The more you know, Knowledge is power. And, see, Rakesh says um, that, hey, Kristen, you're so cool, Kristen. Thank you for watching every day. And everybody who's watching every day, thank you. Rakesh says, I just trust in one thing, that God's always watching. I'm a true believer of Yahweh. Um, uh, amen. So the Bible says we destroyed for lack of knowledge, not for lack of good intentions, not for lack of having a good heart. I mean, if you've got a good heart and good intentions, that you still get destroyed by lack of knowledge. So the more you know, the more you'll grow. Everything grows because of what we know. If your knowledge grows, your projects grow, your ministry grows, your NGO grows, that stuff grows. And the more you know what to do, you'll do. Kristen, just the thought of having a heated blanket on me right now. I got a fan blowing on me, and I'm drinking this huge pile of ice in this drink. So good. Yeah, so Rakesh, quite a cool thing to do. Ooh, I can't imagine having a heated blanket on me now. Whew. In winter, for sure. So a cool thing to do is you, in your city, you try and go and meet the people who work in social services. You try and go meet them. Go and meet, even if you have to travel to different cities. Um, uh, what is this? Okay, that's strange. Sending myself emails. Anyway, so you go and you meet the people and you ask them to do presentations to you. How do you apply? What must I apply for? There's something called the International Supplier Database that you can go and you go and you pay a little bit of money, and then they give you access to all the companies around the world who have money for particular projects, and then you learn. You can go look on Google. How do I apply for funding? How do I do this? How do I do that? And you just get more and more and more knowledge, because people don't. I think they sometimes give because their hearts are moved, but most of the time they give because they trust you, and people really trust good administration. They really, if your admin is good, they will trust you and they will give. If they see the stuff that you're doing is awesome, so you have to have a photo where the kids have got no shoes, and then a photo where the kids are wearing nice shoes, or the photo. Because also, feeding people is not enough. You've got to change their lives. You've got to try and get school uniforms on them. Got to try and get stationery for their schools. You got to, you focus on that. And if you can't focus on a lot, focus on a few in the beginning. Just, count the cost, carry the cross. That's the key. Amen. Yeah, I know all about rejection. It's a lot of people say no because they struggle with trust. So you just do everything in your power to sort out the trust thing. That reminds me. Let me send a message here to Jabalani. Bishop, are you watching today? So. How are we doing with the thank you script etc? If you type etc, do you have to put a dot and then a question mark, or do you put a question mark at the end of etc? That's a question. That's my question to all of you. So if I'm typing etc as a question, so I'm saying how are we doing with something, etc. So at the end of that etc, do I put a dot and then a question mark, or do I put a question mark at the end of the etc? Okay. What day is it today? Thursday. It's a Thursday, dudes. It's Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. Fridays are the days when days are like Fridays. Fridays, Fridays. Fridays when you fry things. Is that why it's called Friday? Because people fry things on Fridays. Kristen says she eats ice. Yeah, I do a bit of ice munching from time to time. A little bit of chowing of the ice. Anyway, okay, so I don't know what else to chat about today. It is, I think I've been going for 45 minutes. So what do we do now? Do I say goodbye? I think that's a good idea. So I'll be on again at 8 o'clock tonight, which is 4 hours from now. And then we'll hang out, and then we'll see. Maybe I don't know. I don't think James is available tonight, but we'll see. We'll hang out some more. And cool. Okay, so I'm going to play you a song now. I'm doing an experiment here, and in the comments, just let me know how the quality is, because I thought, okay, if I upload the music videos and stuff to StreamYard itself, maybe that'll be good quality. Or is it still doing that funny? It's got like I was listening to some music that I was doing because I want to jam music live, but I'm trying to figure out why on Streamlabs the quality is so good when you guys are listening, but on StreamYard it's got that kind of wonky bad signal vibes, But yeah, so anybody who was listening to that intro song, I don't know what it was like, but anyway. Okay, so I'll play you the song and I'll be watching the comments and let me know how the quality is. Okay, here we go.
No matter what I try, I'm still so empty and so lonely. In a crowd or on a stage, I feel like I'm dying slowly. I know I got the call, but I just wish that you would speak to me. You said you'd always stay, never leave me or forsake me. And then I hear you say, my child, I'll wipe your tears away, give you hope again. You're not alone, you're not alone. My child, I'll wipe your tears away, give you hope again. You're not alone, you're not alone. Living with the rhythm of a life that's given to me. Shackled by the past, of failing hard and falling daily. With tears that never dry but don't remove the pain inside me. So when I lift my eyes and I look into the sky, and I can hear you talking to me, and you say, again.
Awesome. Thanks, Kristen. So it sounds good on your side. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, okay, well, doesn't look like there's a lot more questions. I think it's a lazy Thursday afternoon. I'm going to continue working on building our social medias and stuff to crank up our online family. And just want to thank you all. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. Very, very grateful. And I love doing this. I look forward to seeing everyone later tonight. And if you've got people that you'd like us to interview, people that you enjoy hearing from who might be keen, people who've written books and they'd like to chat about it, always keen to have people on our show. Okay. So remember, if you can, our daily goal to raise $300. We're taking care of a lot of kids here in South Africa. That's actually a cool idea. I must actually. Okay, I'm gonna be doing some uploading and stuff now that I've figured out how to play videos from this thing. Only problem is you can't fade them. The videos just play, and then you have to wait until the thing's finished. But I'll figure out how to do it better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look at maybe another platform. StreamYard seems cool, but it's a little iffy here and there. Don't know how excited I am about it. I like the fact that we can bring people on and interview them, which is what I like the most. But I think I have to figure out how to do other stuff. Okay. Bless you. Have a wonderful potato. See you later. Bye.